Hello everybody, so this is going to be another update about how I'm finding university. I'm still working on my scarf, it is very nearly finished but not yet. So I was hoping to finish it last week, but I was having a bit of a rough week to be honest. It's not necessarily because of uni, but I was cold, my back was playing up so I was in pain. And I was just not feeling it to be honest. I was just having just a rough week. But I'm feeling better now and all is good. So the last time that I spoke about university, I was having a rough time with Korean in particular, whilst the Russian was a lot easier for me, and things have improved drastically. Um, it seems to be that my mind has kind of settled on the fact that I am learning Korean and learning the words and understanding what I'm reading is getting a lot easier. The lectures seem a lot clearer now. I'm not sure if that's just my perception of it, just because I've settled in a bit more, or if it is just a very slight tweak in how they are conducting lectures. I'm not actually sure. I think there was such a whirlwind of emotions in the first couple of weeks that my opinion on certain things may have been a little bit skewed just because I was so stressed out and not feeling very good. But yeah, so things are much better now, and for that I'm incredibly grateful because I just feel much better. I'm feeling far more confident in my abilities. Yes, I'm still not very good because I'm still a beginner, but I feel a lot more confident in being able to learn the material. And Korean is a really interesting language. It is incredibly difficult and it is much harder than Russian, in my opinion, at the moment, just because there are so few cognates with English, so that's words that are very similar in English and Korean, whereas Russian, because it's a European language, there are a lot more similarities between English and Russian. So we are going a bit more in depth in Korean in terms of grammar, so particles and sentence structure and stuff like that. So we're learning how to say and, which means that we can make more complex sentences. So we can say things like the dictionary and the cat are on the table, for example. So little things like that. So we're getting there. We're kind of learning how to make bigger sentences, and we're learning lots of verbs, and we're going to be covering daily routine next week, which I am quite excited for because that could be fairly interesting. Now for Russian, things are pretty similar. So Russian is really cool. I really do enjoy it. One aspect of the course is we are doing Russian literature, so we've had to read. Most recently, it was Pushkin's *The Captain's Daughter*, and to be honest, it's not my kind of book. It's just not my style. I just don't tend to read books like that, so I'm not enjoying it massively. But that's nothing to do with the writing of the book itself. It's just my personal preference. So I'm struggling a little bit with that, but overall, if I take away my personal opinion about the style of the book, it is relatively interesting, I suppose. But separating that from the actual course, the course itself is really good still. So I really quite enjoy my lecturers. They're very friendly, they're very nice, and they're really helpful when it comes to if I'm struggling with pronunciation or a certain element of Russian, whether that's vocab or grammar or anything like that. So the lecturers are really easy to talk to and ask questions to. So we've had our first portfolio tasks now, so they're like assignments. So we had one for Korean that was due in last week, and the one for Russian is due in 3 weeks. So the assignments so far have been fairly separate, which is quite nice. And I know for Korean there's going to be an essay that we have to write, and I think that's in like January, but more kind of soon. We've got another one. We're doing a group presentation first, and then we're making a personal, individual presentation. So the group one isn't graded, which is fantastic, whereas the individual one will be. And I don't know any details about that yet, but hopefully it's not too bad. And yeah, so things are much better now. It is very cold in my accommodation just because of where we are in the country, and the windows aren't the best. But things are getting much better. So yeah, I do feel far more confident in my decision to come back to uni to study languages. I no longer feel like a complete and utter failure, completely out of my depth. So that's good. Yeah, so hopefully things just continue to improve, and by Christmas then I'll be a lot more confident in, say, introducing myself. We have some Korean assessments. I think we have a written and reading test in January, but I don't actually know. I don't know the schedule for the assignments or the assessments just yet, but that's just, we've been told, I just don't remember. So yeah, hopefully things just get better. And so that's all for today, really. There's not really much else to say other than I hope you guys have had a really lovely weekend. It's obviously Remembrance Sunday today, so it's a bit of a sad day, to be honest, in terms of remembering all of the soldiers that lost their lives for us, but at the same time it's good to remember them, and it's important to remember them. And yeah, I hope you guys have had a lovely weekend and have a really nice week in the week ahead. So thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.